The National Gas Turbine Establishment, NGTE, also known as Pyestock, was a gas turbine and jet engine design and development facility that saw extensive use during the Cold War. It opened in the 1940s and was expanded until its closure in 2000. From the 1950s to the 1970s, it was the largest facility of its kind in Europe. The V-bomber, Harrier and Tornado engines were tested on the vast site. Captured Soviet engines were also examined on the premises. The test plant and equipment produced a large amount of wastewater, which was treated at this facility off to the east of the main site. Firstly, drainage water from the main testing facility was pumped through to this site, arriving in a massive storm tank, also called a balance tank. This was basically a giant concrete pool with a capacity of 750,000 gallons of water, which is more than an Olympic pool. The water would then be treated and oils, toxic material and other contaminants would be removed from the water. The contaminated water would then be pumped into two dwell tanks sat near the storm tanks. Other oily fluids from Pyestock would be pumped into these dwell tanks via an elevated pipeline. These tanks would allow the waste to settle before it was then pumped into a significantly larger settling tank, with a capacity for 1 million gallons of water, for additional processing. Once the water was processed, clean water could re-enter the environment while contaminated water would be removed for disposal. Around the turn of the millennium, Pyestock shut down and the water treatment plant became completely overgrown by 2018, yet it was all cleared by 2020 as the testing site was bulldozed and redevelopment began. The main site has been destroyed, but the water treatment site remains the final physical link to the incredible site that it served. As we wandered through the woods, we emerged at the edge of the enormous storm tank. The water inside the enormous concrete pool was at a very low level and was milky grey from years of neglect. We carefully traversed the edge before finding an open gate, beckoning us deeper into the facility. We went through and the large open land of the site lay ahead of us. Before us, the pipeline that funneled water from Pyestock reached from right to left. A short distance away were the smaller dwell tanks that the pipe was leading to, as well as the larger million-gallon settling tank. Just behind the pipeline that arched over our path like an entrance gateway, was a smaller tank, similar in size to the dwell tanks on our left. A small blockhouse was located up an overgrown hill, overlooking the rest of the abandoned facility.